just a question for Dr. Lowen. Do you think that there are any empirical studies in Canada or anywhere else in the world that show that the ballot length affects voter error rates, any spoilage, or even like voter turnout, and including the ability for voters to understand the ballot and how that impacts or doesn't impact their decision making?
Thank you for asking. It's a literature I used to know better about 15 or 20 years ago. So I don't want to characterize all of it, but I'll just say two things about it. One is that ballot design effects are generally small. So very rarely do ballot design effects matter for the outcome of an election. So I think we should be clear about that. There are, however, a few notable irregularities. One is that ballots that are alphabetically ordered favor people who are at the top of the ballot, and there's fairly well established empirics on ballot order mattering. So people who are closer to the top of a ballot matter more, and then length of ballot is thought to increase those effects, because the longer a ballot is, the more likely you might be to just sort of say, "Oh, come on, this is too much. I'll just go for someone near the top." That said, a lot of that comes out of studies in the United States where you've got a lot of different offices that you're voting for at once, for example.
Asserting that this committee caused or impacted the overall outcome of an election, but it did create challenges for individual voters, correct?
Oui, absolument. C'est sûr que ça crée des
Yes,
enjeux.
it did create challenges for individual voters, but not insurmountable challenges, to the extent that if the returning officer, in fact, factors those potential effects. Now, it's just a matter of organisation at the end of the day, making sure that things run smoothly. But in response to your question, and what I was about to get to, was that to a certain extent, it enables voters to better hone in on their choice, to know truly who they're going to vote for with certainty, because in the case of that election, my opponent from the NDP had the same family name as me. So obviously, when we were communicating with voters, we tried to stress the point that we shared the same family name. So, and we adapted in our communication strategy. I'm not saying that it's ideal, nevertheless, but in terms of the outcome, I don't think it was significant or meaningful.